Greetings and welcome back to Duke's Drums 2022 tutorial, video number 5. Today we are going to cover the various types of notes used in music and their values, and we're also going to consider how that is implemented when using time signatures. A time signature such as 4/4 or 6/8 are used to determine how many notes per measure and what note gets the value of 1 in that measure. But before we get to that more specifically, let's go over the different types of notes as is displayed right in front of you now. The first symbol, a round open circle, is a whole note. The second symbol is a half note with a round open circle and a stem. The third symbol is a quarter note, which is a closed round circle with a stem. The next note is an eighth note, which is a closed round circle with a stem and 1 flag. And the last note is a 16th note, which is a closed round circle with a stem and 2 flags. These notes, as you can see, follow the fraction patterns we learned in our math class. And that is important because when we are counting out a rhythm, we have to know how long each note lasts. So, first of all, let's go over the whole note. And that basically will be sustained for a whole measure in 4/4 time. A half note would be 2 beats in 4/4 time. A quarter note would be 4 beats in 4/4 time. An eighth note would be 8 beats in 4/4 time, and a 16th note would be 16 beats in 4/4 time. Now, for that to make more sense to you, let's go back over to time signatures and discuss that a little bit. Over here, you see 2 staffs of music with 5 lines and 4 spaces. And if you were playing an instrument such as a guitar or the piano where there was pitch involved, the letter value of those spaces and lines would be very important to you. And they're written to the right-hand side of the first staff of music. The line starting at the bottom is an E, then a G, a B, a D, and an F. And the spaces are the letters in between, F, A, C, E. All of these lines and spaces together represent what is called an octave, and once you progress through an octave, the sequence starts all over again. When it comes to drums and percussion, don't have to worry about that too much unless you're playing an instrument such as the xylophone or the bells. So just for a normal snare drum and for drum kit, we can focus on the notes just being in one space and not varying. So all we have to do is focus on the value of the notes. Now over to the left-hand side, you see the first number is a 4 and the bottom number is a 4, and that represents a time signature. The time signature lets the drummer know or the percussionist know how many beats are in a measure and what note gets the beat. So the top number, the 4, represents how many beats per measure. So there are 4 beats per measure, as you can see, because there's 4 notes. And what note gets 1 beat is the quarter note, represented by the 4. And so when you write that out on the page, there would be 4 quarter notes in a measure. To draw a comparison of a different time signature, if you look below, you can see that that is 6/8 time. And so what that means, looking at the top number, is that there are 6 beats per measure, and the 8th note gets 1 beat. So if you were to count out the top measure, you would count that 1, 2, 3, 4, and the bottom measure would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you would use the sticking as follows. So when we take a look at that, when it comes to time signatures, we can move over here back to our original page, and we can see how these different notes will be affected in different measures with different time signatures, as stated before. So in 4/4 time, the whole note would just have 1 beat, as I stated before. The half note would have 2. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4. The quarter note would be 4 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 8th note would have 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's how we count out 8th notes, putting an and in between the numbers. And then the 16th notes would be counted as follows: 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a. Now, when we move on to future lessons, you will need to know what those notes look like and their values, and you also need to understand the time signatures here. So take some time and go back through this video several times so that this is familiar to you without necessarily having to look at it, or make yourself some cheat sheets. In future videos, when we start playing, this will be very important to your ability to move forward to understand this. So before I go, please take a second to hit the like button, to subscribe to my channel, and to share this video so that we can become more popular and bump up in the YouTube algorithm, and more folks can see this video sequence and learn from it. Until the next time, thank you very much and take care.